So
Okay.
good morning from Ravenwood
Morning.
Stockwood in Stockholm, Sweden. Shall we start again? Stockwood.
No, just roll. Just roll
Okay.
with it. That's us.
We're having fun as usual. And today we're going to do a video on the dreamer or the dreamweaver and the symbologist. I'm the symbologist and Gunilla is...
The Dreamweaver.
Yes, for sure. So here we are together at last, having a great time and sharing a video with you. So we drew a card for what's going on now, and we got from the Voyager Tarot deck the Passion, 10 of Cups. And I'd like to read you because this is what we're about. We're so passionate about what we do, and our dream is to travel, teach, and heal in the world.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Sure
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So 10 of Cups Passion says, the red flowers of fire symbolize your passion. You are excited, turned on, and alive with energy. Burning with passion, you are compelled by desire and lust. The lion's tongue indicates you want it so much you can taste it. That is true. Like the lion and the wildflowers, seek your pleasures with abandon. The Leo, the lion cup, and outward projecting flowers represent your emotional expressiveness. Don't be afraid to show your feelings. Self-confident, emotionally assertive, and powerful. Dare to be colorful and outrageous. And we're moving into Leo as we record this video.
Yep. We do.
So, what is a symbologist? I don't really know if I made up that word or not. I don't know. Maybe I did, but anyway, it felt right, so that's all right. Symbols are the language of dreams, and they can come from invoke a feeling or a mood or a memory from your unconscious that has a much more profound and deeper meaning than what's on the surface. And dreams can be of approximately 4 different types. I call it the garbage dreams that just process what you're going through. They're not so fun usually, and they're about letting go. The now dreams, which can be very prophetic about now, and then the prophetic dreams, which can be about the future. There's also lucid dreaming, but that's really for another video,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Yeah.
So, and I usually help Gunilla interpret. She dreams for me and for her and for the world. So often she dreams a dream for me. And it's just so interesting to tune in. You've got to be in a different mode to listen carefully to the higher meaning of what it is. And everybody has their own symbols. So mine may not be the same as Gunilla's or
True.
our children's or whatever. But when you get it, it's the right meaning. She can feel it in her body.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oops. Sorry about that. Prosit. So we don't usually look up in a dream dictionary or something because maybe that's fine for when you start doing dream analysis, but ours are pretty unique because of the work we do. So anyway, Gunilla, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. I made some notes here about a dream I had on July 9th. So I will read that dream for you, but I will do it in portions, I think. I think it's easier for you to remember or feel or sense what the symbology is for that part of the dream. This dream is about Donald Trump, actually. And the dream is goes like this. Donald Trump held a speech to his followers. He stood on a podium in a boxing ring, surrounded by a huge crowd. He smiled and said, "Despite this year, the last 8 years have been good, right?" The crowd cheered, "Yeah!" like this.
Okay, well, Donald Trump certainly has been in the boxing ring. That is perfectly true. There is so much hate for the man. The bought media is reporting, they take everything he says and twist it, not with the real meaning of what he's trying to get across, but a lot of it is a smokescreen where things are happening behind the picture of what he's putting out to the public, all for a specific reason to be revealed. So do you want to say something about just this year versus 8 years?
Yeah, in that part of the dream, it really felt like a prophetic dream, because it was kind of that he put brackets on this year, like never mind this crazy year, but the other 8 was really good, right? So it felt like, okay, I felt like he will be re-elected, and that will be 8 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that felt for me while I was dreaming it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I see this scenario from above and notice that everyone in the crowd wear caps in different colors. It's like red, blue, green, orange, whatever, all colors of the rainbow. In front of Trump, I see a bunch of bodyguards without caps. That's how I recognize them in the huge crowd. And they stand in line, like really close to each other, really like muscular, buffy bodyguards.
Big guys.
Big guys. And they were facing Trump and had their backs to the crowd, like standing for this huge pressure. Because the crowd was huge. It was like, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of people there. And I remember I was a little bit concerned if they could manage to stand the pressure from the crowd, even though they were big and muscular, but they did.
Okay. So for me here with the caps of different colors in the crowd, for me that would be the colors of the chakras and all the skin colors of the world. It would be another way to look at that. And they were all colors. And this isn't because it's Trump. It is not just about the United States. It's about global, the world.
Yeah.
So, and whatever happens there affects the whole world. Now, the bodyguards were totally focused on him, not listening, not, they were just focused on protection and arms locked surrounding him with a strong preventive force. No matter what happens, we're protecting our president.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then I also saw one of the guards or bodyguards to the right of Trump was Asian and a little smaller in stature than the other bodyguards. And I was also like a little bit concerned, like, oh, could he hold this huge pressure from the crowd? But he stood strong and steady, because the pressure on the right side of Trump wasn't as bad or as strong as from the middle side and the left side. That was quite interesting too. And and he could stand there.
yeah, so the left side is the feminine side, and it is what's happening on the inside. The middle is moving toward the right, so it's in the middle. The right-hand side is the masculine side. That is out in the world. So here was this Asian man, which perhaps represents China or that part of the world. And we believe that Trump, from our research, has been doing some negotiations with non-communist China and that part of the world, so that this felt like the man could
Yeah.
very easily
He did.
hold back the crowd.
Yes, he did.
So if you have some other ideas about this, perhaps you'd like to respond to it.
Yeah, please
But,
do.
yeah, that's my interpretation of her dream. And does that feel pretty right
Yes.
to you?
Yes,
It does.
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. Okay, and we do have another dream
We
now.
have another dream. And this dream is totally different. This is from back on February 17th of this year.
Wow.
And I will do the same thing. I will read it in portions.
Okay.
I was inside the White House as a spectator. Donald Trump was there with a young woman. They went out the back door and Melania went by them. Donald and Melania looked at each other and just like, okay, you are there and I am here, like, okay.
Yeah.
No emotions or anything, just like neutral. While Donald Trump and the young woman waited for a green light to cross the street, I asked him, why didn't you go out the front door? He replied to me, according to protocol, I am not allowed to do that while not on duty. It's just the way it is, period. But sometimes I do it anyway because my ego likes it. That's how he said it.
Yeah. Well, we all know he has a little, in quotation marks,
The little
ego. Yeah. But he got the green light, which means to me that everything's go. Go ahead, reveal whatever you need to do. He goes out the back door when he's not on duty, which means to me that, and to Gunilla, I know,
Yeah.
that he's looking at things from a much higher perspective, and he's going the way the crowd doesn't go, so to speak, because he has his own intuited agenda. And so he goes out the back door to take care of that, if you will. The young woman with him just to me means a follower. Melania was with him. It's nothing, sinister or naughty
No.
or anything like that. It's just a person representing the rest of the population.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that will kind of explain itself in the next part of the dream here. A scenario changed, and suddenly we were inside a UFO or a plane of some sort. It is white everywhere, white light everywhere. And I observed Trump and the woman for a while, and then started to look for an exit to get out. While I was doing that, I noticed 3 very dirty toilets. Being shocked to see that. Someone told me it was the Russian staff that used those toilets and that they didn't bother to clean them. Okay.
I think you should read.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a little more here.
Down the corridor, there was a room, with a locked door. I moved myself into that room and found 4 to 5 young women there. They were depressed and worried because they should be transported back to Portugal, where they came from. I then sensed a troubling feeling in my gut, and I got a hunch that the women wasn't treated well by the staff.
Okay, and to me, first of all, going to the UFO, higher intelligence, the real things that are going on in our life and the reveals that are coming gradually, not to scare people about the fact that we are not alone. And it was all white light, which means to me that everything was pure and full of light, which is the best way it can be. And then she goes, the dirty toilets, not specifically saying it's Russian, that to me it represents sort of dirt that's going on, meaning child trafficking. And that they were not cleaned, they left them dirty. It doesn't necessarily mean Russia, except that that's probably part of this big child trafficking
Yeah, just
ring.
got something on that actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say it.
I recently, just a few days ago, saw a documentary. Sorry, that's the right word for it.
Yeah.
From it. It was about women from, I think it was Nigeria, that was like kind of lured and fooled to go to Russia.
Yes.
And they were forced to be prostitutes there, and they were treated so badly, like they were killed, tortured, sexually molested. It was horrible.
Right.
And I saw that documentary maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and I suddenly just remember that. So in Russia, well, they have some really dirty work to clean there.
Yeah,
So-
and that's also the women that were in this locked room were most likely trafficked. But because of the light in the UFO, all was being revealed, which is something that I just kind of just got after. I don't think I actually got that before. And they were being sent back to Portugal, their home country. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, just a representation. But that they had been used and abused, and they were now being freed and sent back to their own country. They had been mistreated, locked in, and this is what's been happening in the world that will soon and now is being revealed. Yes.
Yeah, and I also got something else.
Okay.
Watching the Epstein documentary maybe a month ago, I saw that one, and they said there in that documentary that they have flown. Swinglish is. They have flown young kids, and in the documentary they said France, but I can imagine they have flown
It's
young
everywhere.
kids from everywhere
Yeah.
to the island, the Epstein Island, being mistreated, sexually abused, and then flown back the next day. And I saw that documentary a month ago, and this dream is from February the 17th. So I didn't know that part back in February. So,
And also, it just occurs to me with Portugal being named in your dream, or knowing that is where Madeleine McCann disappeared in
that
Portugal.
struck me too.
Yeah, so who knows? This all is under investigation now about Portugal and the McCann case.
Yeah.
But nothing has been resolved. A lot's being covered over, so we're waiting eagerly for the truth to emerge with everything. We really are. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Alrighty.
kiddo. Well, that's enough for today. The sun is shining. We're so happy to be together, and
Hope you liked it.
Yeah, hope you liked it. Take care.
And please make some comments, or if you have any more like your own downloads about the dreams or something, please share it, because we want to know.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there isn't one truth out there. There are plenty, and my dreams are not just for me and for Sherry. It's for everyone. So there might be some stuff in there that really clicks with one of you, or
Yeah.
so please share, or
But she knows from her feeling
Yeah.
of what it means to her. And
of
we're so
course.
tuned in to each other that my intuition is almost always spot on with her feeling of what the dream represents.
Yeah.
So many of you, just one aside, might be asking, how can I remember my dreams? I don't dream. Everybody dreams. We just are not like Gunilla to remember our dreams. But one thing I tried just recently is, before I went to bed, I just intended that I would remember my dream in the morning, or dreams. And I actually did. But it's important when you wake up not just to spring out of the bed and get going with your day, but just take it easy a little bit, reflect, and be grateful, and it will possibly come to you with practice, like everything else in the world. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.